What is going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again, this time in a very somber mood. I am a New England Patriots fan. I am absolutely devastated that Tom Brady is not coming back to the New England Patriots. I thought for sure he would, and not doing good. Really quickly, guys, editing cam popping in here. If you haven't already, I implore you to go and subscribe to Jackson Kruger Sports. Puts out phenomenal content. I mean, free agent signings are happening, and then 15, 20 minutes later, boom, my man's got a video out on it. How he's going to impact the team. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what he does. I don't even know where he lives. I think the dude is a hacker, just sits at his computer all day, cranking out videos, crushing it for his viewers, for the content. And I respect the hell out of that. So, Jackson Kruger Sports, if you have not already, please go subscribe to his channel. Also, a link in the description below will have a link to my channel, The Hook Cam. If you enjoy my content, please go ahead and subscribe to that. Hit the like button on this video as well. It would mean the world to me. If you're a Patriots fan, tough times. Let's hang in there. We're going to be all right. And let's not forget about the 6 shiny rings we got hanging on our fingers. So, with all that being said, guys, let's get back to the video. Not doing good, folks. This one hurts. This one hits me right in the heart. The guy that I watched for my entire life, basically play football for the Patriots, has decided to move on, and it is devastating every bit as much as one would think it is. I am just absolutely crushed right now. I had to get that out. So, moving on. How the Patriots set themselves up for the departure of Tom Brady, I think is really interesting. Because when you look at who they've signed and you look at what their priorities were, I think that they kind of saw the writing on the wall as far as we are going to need to pay more than we have in order to keep Tom Brady. So in order to keep your team relevant, you need to keep the leaders intact, right? So they re-signed Matthew Slater, they re-signed Devin McCourty, they franchise tag Joe Thuney, all three guys who are major factors to their success and to their leadership as a team, right? Obviously, Devin McCourty is a phenomenal leader. Matthew Slater has been a stud in the special teams department for years now in the NFL, and Joe Thuney, like I said, has been a pillar of consistency. He's literally been, I don't think he's missed a game in his entire NFL career, which is phenomenal. So what they do is they tag Joe Thuney, and it's going to cost a lot of money, $14.5 million. But in doing that, now you have the wiggle room to say, hey, Brady, we can offer you this much, yes or no. He said no, so now you have a phenomenal guard at that price, and they definitely are going to try and renegotiate to get a long-term deal. But I am just fascinated to see where the Patriots go from here. Obviously, I would have loved to have Tom Brady stay, greatest quarterback to ever look at a football field or to ever ask his dad what a football is at a young age, and he's just an all-around stud, and I wish him the best of luck anywhere that he goes, and he's going to be a ton of fun to watch to anywhere. So anyway, moving on, 2 minutes later into this video about what the Patriots have at quarterback after Tom Brady. Such a weird topic to talk about, but they spent a draft pick last year on Jarrett Stidham, and here's a little bit of what we saw with Stidham last year. Obviously, his regular season was pretty tainted. I think he only threw 2 or 3 passes in the regular season. So I went back and I looked at some of the preseason stuff that he did against the Lions, Titans, and the Giants. I think there's a clip in here from the Panthers as well. But, just some of the things that I saw from Stidham. He's got a really quick release, which is something that we see consistently with Patriot quarterbacks as far as Brady and Garoppolo. He snaps that thing out there and does a really good job of it. One of the things that I really like about Stidham is his processor, and I talk about that a lot, and just in case people don't understand what I mean by that, I mean his ability to process a read in a defense. And you can see on this clip, and obviously we don't have the end zone, but on this clip right here, you can see that he checks off. He goes from 1, right, which I believe he was trying to hit this vertical threat, to 2. And he's either looking at this because he wants to throw it or because he's trying to move a safety this way, and it's going to open up this bender coming across the field. The other thing that's impressive is the the plane that he throws this thing on. His feet are pointed this way, like he's going to make a throw to the sidelines upfield, and then he gets this thing out across the field, and which is why it's probably dying a little bit as it gets out there. Next clip from him, he's got all day to throw on this. He's got a ton of time, but still at the same time, it's the processor, right? Sometimes we see quarterbacks who have this much time, and there's a little bit of panic that goes on upstairs. With Stidham, he looks calm, he looks cool, under control, and he's ready to get that thing off in a good spot. Had to cut the clip off because of copyright issues, but you see what I'm talking about. Now, this one I would hope he could make. This throw, obviously, I hope he could make because that guy's so open. But just the ability off of play action, and really, this is kind of what I see the Patriots doing. And rewatching this is very aggravating because I sit there and go, why didn't they run stuff like this year? All this was open, right? You pull the guard, it's going to suck up backers. They're going to bite on that literally every single time. Look, we even got a corner coming down here to run fill, and it just opens up this entire spot on the field for whoever you've got at tight end. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have a Gronk to run that. But all in all, still, I think it's a good ball. I think he gets a little too much air under it because he's worried about a backer coming underneath to make a play on that. I think he could put that a little bit more on a line. But still, just kind of showing you playbook-wise what they're looking for with Stidham. They're not afraid to go under center, which, coming into this era of football is kind of weird, right? Joe Burrow was taking his pro day. Well, he would have. It would have been all under center. That's what he came out and said. They've seen, in his statement on it was basically, you've seen what I can do in gun. Here's what I can do under center. So here's a 5-wide look for the Patriots on this one. This ball is so hard to throw, right? This lofting back shoulder. Very, very difficult ball to throw, and obviously not a lot of people know about it. Not like I've thrown one. I've talked to people who have and who are very successful quarterbacks, and this is the hardest ball for them to throw. It's tough because you still have to put a lot of power on the throw, but it still has to be accurate in a spot where only your receiver can get it. A really good ball here from Stidham, and again, no pressure in his face, so you expect him to make a throw like this. But again, good ball, spot where only his guy can get it, and it's in for a touchdown. This play, I think, is one of his best against the Panthers, and that's because of why he's throwing this ball and his ability to really climb the pocket on this. Now, with things closing in on him, he does a really good job of stepping up and stepping into this throw. 3rd and 12, Panthers are bringing heat on this, and he's able to step up into this throw right into the heart of the pocket and get rid of this thing on a line for a first down, and that's very difficult to do. This is another example of just his processor. We can see he's looking underneath to Jules here at number 1, and then he comes off of that. I think he's looking at Jules. He might be looking at this over and then to Jules and then to this comeback, which is exactly how he does it on this thing. Really good job on that from him, and again, it's just that processor. This one's just a deep crosser. New England runs a ton of this because they see so much man in the NFL, and when you run routes like this, you end up causing friction, and you cause a lot of problems for defensive backs downfield. You can see here it's almost like a deeper version of a mesh route, right? And Edelman's just going to try and kind of create that rub, create that tight quarters right in between those two defenders, and then get upfield. Whenever you've got man, again, in mesh, you always want to climb upfield, which is exactly what Edelman does here. Good ball from Stidham, maybe a little bit behind because Edelman has to come back for that, but all in all, good throw from him, and a good first down for New England. And then on this one, going deep to Demaryius Thomas, another guy in New England that I wondered why they got rid of when they did. Just a perfect storm for them. But anyway, this last throw, a back shoulder. And again, the back shoulder in the NFL is so difficult to throw anywhere it is. But Stidham had a really good preseason last year, which I know doesn't go a long way in today's world because it's a what have you done for me lately? And he really only had, I think, 3 snaps in the regular season. So there's still a lot of uncertainty with him at that position. Absolutely. If you're a head coach going into this year, it's not locked that Stidham's your guy. I'm sure that they're going to kick the tires on some other guys, maybe a Dalton, maybe a Bridgewater, but at the same time, if they didn't have the money to sign Tom Brady, how are they going to have the money to sign any of these guys? They're not, right? And that's the whole issue, is that I do think that Brady would have come back to New England on a cheaper deal if they would have had the money to have a cheaper deal. but I just don't think that they had the money. I don't think that they had the dough. If they did, I think he would have come back. But, you know, I would imagine Brady goes to the Chargers or the Bucks. As a Patriots fan, I would love it to be the Bucks, so we don't have to see him ever, play against him ever. But you never know what's going to happen in this league. And definitely tough as a Patriots fan to stomach this day. But you know what, man? At the end of the day, it's a business. He gave the New England Patriots 20 years, 6 Super Bowl rings, 9 appearances. Dude's the greatest quarterback to ever touch a field. I wish him the best of luck anywhere he goes. Not that it matters that I wish him luck, because he doesn't care. He's making that money. So, with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, and also to Jackson Kruger Sports channel. Phenomenal content out of him. Great human being. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm sure that there's going to be more news coming out, so I'm sure I'll see you soon.